As it stands now, France needs to use another strategy because ECOWAS has lifted travel, commercial and economic sanctions imposed on Niger that were aimed at reversing the coup stage in the country last year. ECOWAS senior official announced on Saturday. Let's watch this video.
The authority calls for the immediate release of His Excellency Mohamed Bazoum, former President of the Republic of Niger. The authority also calls on the transition authorities in Niger to provide an acceptable transition timetable to constitutional order. On sanctions, the authority has resolved as follows. The authority has resolved to lift with immediate effect the following measures imposed on the Republic of Niger. A, closure of land and air borders between ECOWAS countries and Niger to be lifted. No-fly zone of all commercial flights to and from Niger is to be lifted. Suspension of all commercial and financial transactions between ECOWAS member states and Niger is to be lifted. Freezing of all service transactions, including utility services, is to be lifted. Freezing of assets of the Republic of Niger in ECOWAS central banks is to be lifted. Freezing of assets of Niger state and the state enterprises and parastatals in commercial banks is to be lifted. Suspension of Niger from all financial assistance and transactions with all financial institutions, particularly EBRD and BRID, is to be lifted. Travel ban on the government officials and their family members is also to be lifted. This decision is based on humanitarian considerations, especially as we are in the month of Lent and as we prepare for the holy month of Ramadan. The authority has also resolved to lift the sanctions regarding the recruitment of Malian citizens in statutory and professional positions within ECOWAS. The authority has also resolved to lift financial and economic sanctions on the Republic of Guinea. The authority has also instructed the President of the Commission to invite Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, and Guinea to attend technical and consultative meetings of ECOWAS, as well as all security-related meetings. The authority calls on ECOWAS institutions, member states, YMO, and other regional institutions to implement this decision. On the withdrawal of the three countries, the authority takes note of the notifications by the three member states within the context of Article 91 of the 1993 ECOWAS Revised Treaty, and further urges the countries to reconsider the decision in view of the benefits that the ECOWAS member states and their citizens enjoy in the community. The authority expresses its concern over the socio-economic, political, security, and humanitarian impacts of the decision, particularly on the citizens of the three countries and on the regional integration process. The authority further urges the three member states to resort dialogue, negotiations, and mediation to address their concerns. The authority urges the three member states to adhere to the provisions of the 1993 revised treaty relating to withdrawal, particularly Article 91. The authority encourages ECOWAS to sustain its rapprochement and ouvertures towards the three member states and continue to remain seized of the situation. The authority urges ECOWAS to engage the African Union, UMOA, UN, and other international organizations in its dialogue with the three countries. The authority encourages a broader outreach which should include traditional religious leaders, eminent personalities, civil society, and women leaders for the unity and security of the region. The authority reiterates the urgent need for ECOWAS to expedite the operationalization of the standby force in its kinetic mode to fight against terrorism in the region, including the elements of the multinational joint task force and the Accra Initiative. In this regard, the authority instructs the Commission as soon as possible to convene the meeting of Ministers of Finance and Defense to propose modalities for financing and equipping counterterrorism force.
So this conference was held yesterday by ECOWAS. I don't know if France is in with this or they are against this, because somewhere last year, France Foreign Affairs Minister came to Nigeria to charge them to intervene in Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. Because we all know France's stake in this matter is high. There are a lot of rumors that France were taking Niger's lithium for free or with a peanut. So France were benefiting from Niger. So France were doing everything they can. They were charging the ECOWAS to intervene in Niger so that they can go back to their democratic ruling and go back with their leader, so that France can bring back their military base in Niger. There should have been a lot of tension in the West African region because, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger has decided to form a confederation which will look into the affairs of the country. Early this year too, they have come up that they are no longer want to be part of the ECOWAS bloc and they want to form their own confederation. So this is going to be a huge blow for France. I don't know if they have another strategy that they are going to implement, but I have already told these three countries, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, that they have to look out because a whole lot of things are going to happen in the region or in their country, because if they are not careful, there will be coup after coup after coup. We have two different types of coup. The coup that benefits the Western country because they are going to make sure they place their puppets, their puppet man on the seat so that they can control the affair of the country. So not every coup you hear in Africa is meant well for the country or is meant well for the continent. Some coups are plotted by the Western countries, and we already know that. So these three countries have to be very careful whatever they are doing. They have to have a strategy to make sure that they fight to the end. They should not relax. They have to be vigilant, because otherwise they are going to face a huge problems. It's about time Africa we unite to make sure we look out for each other. The time is now for us to do away with all these puppets who don't mean well for Africa, and they are always fighting for the Western countries they are giving out our natural resources for free. And at the end of the day, the citizens are the ones who are suffering. So this decision is a good decision by the ECOWAS, but I don't know their strategy. I heard from the man that he proposed a huge couple of things. They want them to return to the democratic whatever. Africans now, we are fed up with all this Western democratic system. It's about time, if a leader comes to power, whatever way he was able to come, if the leader is doing well for the country, we have to support him on that. We don't have to use any system that we have been using for ages and is not helping anyone. Please, you can go to my description box and click on the Telegram link. It will take you through straight to the Telegram group, Uncut Africa Live Telegram group. Join us as we talk about the well-being of Africa. And also, please, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button so that anytime I upload any great content, you will be notified. I'm always your guy, The Graft Amuakun. Thanks for watching.